We were in Pennsylvania, we dipped into Ohio, and now we're in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so what we're going to talk about is our planning. As everybody knows, there's a hurricane out there and the remnants of the hurricane and damage from the hurricane. And still bad weather and apparently another hurricane coming right behind that. And which may even take the same path.
And we're trying to slowly work our way back to Florida eventually by mid-October.
Right.
And definitely wanting to do Skyline Bridge and
Skyline Parkway.
Yep. And the Blue Ridge Parkway. And that's where we've seen where, like Asheville, the parkway goes through Asheville, and I know Asheville got some terrible flooding. So, like a whole historic area was flooded there.
Roads and bridges out, trees across the road. So we got a lot of planning to do.
And we have to
By the way, my name is Jan. This is
Ramona.
And this is
Catherine.
And Catherine has just joined us on our road trip. I don't know how far you're going to be going with us, but do you know how far you're going to be going with us yet?
I don't.
No, isn't that nice?
I know. It's like,
I don't know.
I'm with you till I'm not.
Yeah. When you don't see my van anymore.
How many nights now have you been with us?
Let's see. What is today?
I don't know.
It's Sunday.
So we love that we're
So
retired.
I've been with you since Monday.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So
I laughed because that flashed me back to me, you, and Lee up at the campground
On the Parkway.
On the Parkway last year, and none of us knowing what the day of the week was, what the day of the month. We had got the phones and looked.
That's lovely. That's lovely. No pressure.
I love it.
No hurry. Go left. Go
So
right.
it's Sunday.
Yes, it's Sunday right now. I hope to get this up tonight. I'm not going to do a lot of editing, so bloopers and all. Here we go. I might take out some things. Mostly I'm just going to put it up there. We go. Just let it go. By the way, this is Butterfly Tracks. I didn't even say that, but welcome to Butterfly Tracks, and we're not going to do all our planning right now. We'll let you know about all that later because we don't let people know where we are while we're there.
It's more talking about what we need to think about.
Yeah, what we need to think about in the next few days.
And let me say on behalf of Janet, because she won't, please push that like button and subscribe to the channel, and push that bell so you get notifications, and make sure to leave a comment.
Yes, we read them all.
Push that algorithm.
Yeah. I upload videos every Sunday. All right, so Catherine, since you're new with the group, I wanted to just kind of introduce you a little bit more. Tell us what you're driving.
I am driving a Dodge Pro Ram 2500, and it was specially designed by Vamp East Coast out of Pennsylvania.
And are you from Pennsylvania? Is that where you hit the road in Pennsylvania?
No, I'm originally from upstate New York.
Oh, okay. Beautiful there. We spent quite a bit of time up there in upstate New York. Beautiful. I have so much more video to catch y'all up on. More mountains, more amazing. Unfortunately, I can't use the Yellowstone video. Did you know that? I can't use the Yellowstone video because you have to get special permits and everything.
Can't do it for monetization.
Yeah, I could put it up without monetizing.
Yeah, and we'll put it up on, I know the video I took, eventually when you get all your things done, I'll be putting the videos and pictures I took up on my Facebook.
Yeah. I could make a really long one and just monetize it. Maybe that would be okay. I'll check that. All right. So, tell us how long you've been on the road, Catherine.
I have been on the road 2 weeks.
Oh, I love that. Newbie.
And full time, right?
Full time 2 weeks.
Yeah. You retired not too long ago. When did you retire?
I retired the end of June.
From what?
Nice.
As a speech pathologist, 37 years.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Maybe you could help me a little when in my speech. That's why I don't sit and talk to the camera too much. Several reasons.
She's retired. Don't make her work. ever.
Oh, no, I know.
I'm done.
Well, I get advice from Ramona all the time, and she's retired. So.
Yep, that advice.
Ramona-ism.
That's usually to help me, just so we're clear on that.
Okay, well, yeah, it helps.
Since I'm with you, I need you to be better at something.
Yes, yes, she's trying to get me to fall in line a little bit better. I'm a butterfly, so I'm all over the place. So first thing we're going to have to look at today when we're planning our trip, we're going to look at the weather first and foremost. We kind of have an idea, well, we have a really good idea. I've already mapped out the path to go to some West Virginia Almost Heaven swings and a waterfall, which should be really flowing good right now, that waterfall.
Yes.
Yeah, if we can get to it. See, that's going to be the problem with road closures and trees down. We're going to have to research, well, first of all, weather channels, maybe more than one. We'll research even the roads, you know,
Yeah, the
DMV maybe,
well, I think,
DOT.
Yeah, and I think that Google Maps would tell us of any road closures. I know it does while we're driving, so I assume we might have to. Sometimes you just have to hit the start and run the path.
All right.
But the other thing, before we leave the weather, I like to look at that. I forget what it's called. Weather Drive Weather app.
Yeah, it
There are
shows your path.
a few of those. But it will also, if you put in where you are and where you want to go, it will not only show you the weather along the road, but it will show you the best time to leave.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it just says, don't move.
Yeah, stay where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we know there's another hurricane coming for sure, it might be good to kind of go sideways for a little while and figure out what's what. The path back to Florida we could do in a few days.
Yeah,
It's really not that far.
from Florida.
So we will do whatever we need to avoid bad weather. I'd hate to get all the way back to Florida and then have to travel back up here to get away from a hurricane. Right? No. So DOT in the specific locations that we want to be. I think I saw a website that showed the conditions on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and each of those locations for the swings is a state park. Pretty much, I think they're all state parks. Yeah, right. And so we can check conditions there at the state parks. They will tell what's closed and what the conditions are.
And campgrounds if we need to hunker down.
Yeah, we might need to do that too. I do know that for those of you that want, or a cabin, yeah. Both of us have the cabin pass from Thousand Trails, so that might be a place to hunker down for a while. Not that those cabins are made out of brick. Works in the DOT and TV stations. That's what it was.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we can actually look for local TV stations.
Local news.
Local news. YouTube has a lot of local TV stations. You can look up anything on YouTube, just about.
I know, right?
But you know, what if you have a rainy day? I was filming a little bit before, as we were coming down this way. It was very rainy, not heavy rain, but very wet, and it was foggy. But road conditions, the visibility was just fine. Roads were not slippery. There wasn't even a lot of traffic, so that wasn't terrible. And we had discussed whether to take back roads or go highway to come here, because a lot of times we like to take back roads. However, I've heard people say they only go back roads. They would never say to not avoid highways. But I've been on a few back roads lately that I wished I had not said avoid highways on Google Maps. I'll tell you.
I loved those roads.
I know, but well, sometimes I need to get there if I need to work on a video, but a road that's just barely enough for two vehicles and a big truck comes along and there's no shoulder for the road, lots of curves, and especially these where you can't see over that hill.
You're up here and you can't
see more than a few feet ahead of you.
And I think poor design on some of those, because a few of them was like, whoa, that made me nervous. Is you're going up, you can't see what's over, and then as soon as you're at the top, the road's curving.
Yeah, oh, that's not.
Oh my goodness,
That happens.
Who designed that?
Yeah. Well, as I was going over those roads recently, a woman walked across the street to get to the mail on the other side of the street, and I had to put on the brakes. It wasn't like screeching brakes or anything, but it was, just made me realize there could be anything on the other side. There could be a person on a bicycle. It could be a child. Ran out on the road to get
the carriages.
Yeah, there were
Amish
Amish carriages. And I don't want to run into anything. There could be a stalled tractor or something out in the farm country like that. So, yeah, that was pretty scary. So,
or a car with a flat, because they don't even have good shoulders.
Oh yeah, shoulders. No shoulder on the road. But I don't want to hit anything. I don't want to hit a person or an animal or anything.
So sometimes you like the back roads, and sometimes you like
not so much. Yeah. So like I said, I've heard a lot of women say they avoid highways at any cost. But if you stay in the right-hand lane and you go a little slower than the rest of the traffic, which isn't hard to do, if you go about the speed limit or less, whatever you need to do, and stay in that right lane, everybody's going to pass you. Everybody's going to pass you. And it's like you have the road to yourself.
That's what I do. I usually travel, especially in weather like this, 5 miles under the posted speed limit.
Whatever's comfortable, even less.
And then I find that there's cars way up there, and there's cars way back here, and I'm kind of by myself, which works for me.
Yeah, so it's not always better. It's not always scary to be on the highways, and it's not that you miss beautiful scenery on the highways.
No, there's a lot of beautiful things.
We have seen from highways, magnificent. It's like, to me, just the other day, it was like floating. It was so smooth and plenty of room. The roads were curving. It was going through beautiful scenery. It's so, if you're just stop and go, and it's just not the same as being able to float along.
Plus, a lot of people in those little communities on those back roads, we're following the speed limit, and they're just getting annoyed behind us because they all travel 20 miles over the posted speed limit.
Yeah, because they're used to the curved roads.
They know the roads. So anyway.
So you got options there. You don't have to stick with one or the other. Sometimes it's better on one than the other.
Never say never, never say always, never say only.
Yeah, but this, again, some people, their travel plans are, I'm just going to go. I'm not going to think about where I'm going to be tonight. How about you? Do you plan ahead? You don't know yet. It's 2 weeks.
I don't know. I'm
just open.
Yep, I'm open.
Yeah.
I just I have a general idea of where I want to be at some point in the future that changes, and then I just go, oh, that looks okay. I'll go this way. Oh wait, I think I'll go that way.
So Catherine, what happened last night? We were in a group, so tell us about your adventure. Things happen.
Things happen. So yesterday, while traveling, I lost service, and my Google kind of burped, and next thing I knew, I was much farther south than everybody else. So I ended up down here where we are now, instead of
in an undisclosed location,
instead of at the original home where we were supposed to be. So I contacted Janet and said, I'm thinking of staying at one particular spot, and she did Overlander and said, that's not the best spot. I think you should move on to
this other spot.
So
where we are now.
So I did, and I had a nice safe spot to be for the evening.
Quiet.
By the way, sorry. I wanted to tell you about iOverlander. Catherine downloaded iOverlander, the new version of it for 2024. Apparently you can't download the old version, which we've relied on for such a long time. And it's going to have some disadvantages.
I'm still using the old version.
Me too. I probably will just have to go to the Dirt, which is another app, DYRT, or Campendium, that kind of thing, freecampsites.net, and I'll look around for some others. Because apparently you'll have to download a state.
Oh.
What if, unless you pay for, I think it was like $99 a year. I'm not sure about that. Is that what you saw?
Yep.
$99 a year?
Not paying.
No, and I don't think it's an improvement when
I'll
you have to
watch the
download
ads.
it state by
Give
state.
me more ads.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
I went to the Dirt instead, and
Did you find some good reviews there?
there were no reviews for anything in the area.
Oh, I'm gonna miss
There were
that out.
options,
But iOverlander, I won't be using you anymore. Sorry, you have to download a state at a time. Maybe if you pay for the whole thing, you can get the whole country. But to chunk it up like that, when you're going, you're going through several states, nah, that's not good.
Because we were in 24 hours, we've been in 3 states.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy to do. Run through the corner a little bit.
I'm from Texas. That still blows my mind that you can be in that many states.
I know.
And I grew
How
up
long
in,
it takes to go through
and I grew up in
Texas.
Central Texas, so it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, well, Florida's kind of like that if you're going north to south. It takes quite a way. Well, to the Keys, it takes forever just driving on that road to the Keys.
Yeah.
So we are going to do some planning today.
And while
I
we're
can't
talking-
tell you where we're going to be, but you just have to follow along and see.
Well, while we're talking about planning too, I just want to say is I do love Google Maps and I use it and I love it, especially because I can see people and it's got
Sharing
a weird
location.
thing happening right now where it fights letting you see it for more than indefinitely, but then it happens and I don't know why. So if you do, let me know. But
the sharing location.
the
you're talking
sharing
about.
location thing. But the other point I want to make is I think it's really important to keep a good updated highway map of the United States, of the individual states if you have it. But I keep like the large atlas. I do need to update it. It's also fun on that map to circle places I've been. And,
That's a good.
and then, because sometimes when Janet and I are planning together, I need to see the whole map.
You just do like this.
Yeah,
and
she's
squeeze
just,
it
yeah,
in.
no, see these eyes? And so I want to see a big picture and go, okay, well, I want to come over here and I want to go there and then go into Google Maps.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I don't know the name of the town to make it go where I want it to go. And so I can look on the map and go, okay, put these in. So anyway, and sometimes Google Maps lets us down.
Yeah, if you don't have a
Right.
connection, right? If you don't have a,
and where
that's
that's
a problem.
What I've done, what I like to do, especially on these trips where I know we're going to lose internet, is I will pull the steps up on Google Maps where it shows you can put the steps,
That's good.
and then I screenshot all those steps, and then if I lose internet, then I have the steps and I have my map. I'm good. I can find my place anywhere in the world.
Right. Yeah, sometimes Google will come up with an option to download the map because they know you may be offline. They don't
Yeah.
always do that, though.
And that's what, sometimes it stays. The other thing I've noticed, and I don't know if you experienced this yesterday, but when we're on those places where there's no internet, even when there's no internet, Google Maps is still working. It stops working as soon as I unplug my phone or turn off the car. So when I stop to take a picture or something, I have to leave the car on and leave it attached to my car and take my picture from the window.
Yeah, because it's
Because as soon as
It'll
I
be there.
unplug it, it's not going to find the internet back. So
Right.
that's that little trick I learned.
yeah.
All right. Any more to say about travel plans and planning?
No, it's a little up in the air right now. We usually plan at least one day ahead. I mean, we have a general idea of where we're going to go, and then we have a definite idea for me. I need to know where I'm going to be that night. I have followed some YouTubers who I really liked it, but they made it very difficult for themselves because I often watch them video themselves driving around at 10
At
o'clock
night,
at
yeah,
night looking for a place to sleep.
That's only
And end up in a neighborhood? No.
Yeah, that's only happened to me in the last 2 years, maybe once or twice where I made a bad decision. But now what I've learned is I don't always know where I'm going to sleep that night, but by 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
I'm looking and making a decision. And sometimes I'll go like, okay, I'm at this Cracker Barrel or this truck stop, and then sometimes we get to those truck stops
And
they're
it's
like,
not
they're
right.
just too busy, I can't.
Yeah.
And so we'll go to the next. So that's why it's good to start thinking about that and knowing
Early.
at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Something I just remembered when I was pointing to you for the navigation. I can't remember, I think it was Lulu's meetup where we were all sitting around in a circle, and she was asking everyone to share what they do for navigation. And when it was my turn, I just pointed to
I've gotten pretty good at doing that kind of research, and it's good to be able to do that, even if you just want to go blind and go.
She pushed me the other day into trying to make a plan myself.
And she
for
got
the
all
whole
nervous.
thing.
No,
and,
not
and it was
nervous,
like,
but-
I was anxious. I think it was
Anxious.
more anxious. It was like my brain was short circuiting because I was trying to, first of all, make decisions for about 4 or 5.
I think we had
people.
5 people for a
Yeah,
while.
and then picking where we're going and stuff. I was like, I don't want to do that. and then finally, I just threw something general out there. She said, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. It's kind of a puzzle. It's a little bit of a challenge, and I've always liked research of any kind, so I don't mind doing that at all.
I think it was Diana who said that she's like me. It's like, I don't know if I'm turning left or right and when I get in the car. So it just depends.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of women say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had 5 recently, and communications are so important. One of them, a very good friend, had to drop off because she was having problems with her phone and couldn't really stay in contact with everybody. So she ended up in different places, and that's a problem on a caravan if your phone's not working right, if you're not getting connections. And if you're in a group, that's another good reason for planning a little bit ahead, because you all want to, the whole idea of a caravan is to everybody end up at the same place.
For the night.
For the night.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can go everywhere you want
Yeah.
during the day. That's another nice thing of a caravan. You do
Mhm.
whatever you want. But one of the big goals is to get to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Diane was with us for a while, and I believe she'll be back. She's gone to a meetup in another state. That's what we do, kind of float like a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll be back with us again. And I think some others were going to join us in West Virginia, so I have to put that on our Facebook page. We have a women's only Facebook page called Butterfly Tribe, Women Who Camp. There were other butterfly tribes on Facebook, so I had to add Women Who Camp.
Yes.
We don't just camp, we travel. So stay tuned to see the further adventures of the Butterfly Tribe.